But who do you like? What do you think about Robert Kennedy?
I like Robert Kennedy.
Yeah, he was here just a week ago. And by the way, you didn't take the vaccine, you gave up money for it. I so admire that.
Thank you.
And without even having to get into vaccines, of which
my accountant doesn't admire it as much.
I'm sure my accountant. I bet you your wife doesn't like it either.
I mean, my wife, she down, so she with me 100%. But
you also have $1 billion already, so it's not like you're driving an Uber now because you gave up $9 million. $9 million, throw it on the pile.
Well, I think everybody could use it. So, but yeah, to me.
Principles.
Hey man,
what I
felt in my heart that
yes,
this is too experimental.
It's your body.
Yes,
you don't even have to explain it. I get called an anti-vaxxer all the time. Anybody who has questions, I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I should be able to make decisions about my own body. Because my body's different than yours, and my history is different than yours, and this pathogen is new. There are some vaccines I would kill to get.
It was very new. It wasn't a year old.
The disease wasn't that scary. And they just found out that it's almost certain now, it did come from the lab. Patient 0 was the guy who worked in the lab.
Wow.
Ben Wu.
Damn. Damn.
So I think your decision is going to look good in history.
Well, I mean, I know it looks good in my body, and I know, I know people who've had, issues after. So,
yeah,
I'm not anti-vax. I've been vaxxed before,
right?
But those vaccinations were studied for 50 years before they got to me. So. I just thought it was too soon.
It's a deservedly controversial topic that this country does not want to have a debate, or at least I should say the elitist types in this country who run the newspapers and so forth. Their position should be in the media to question authority. But in this case, they see their position as to completely line up behind it. And like Robert Kennedy has talked about in the New York Times, like this vaccine hysteric. He's not a hysteric.
No.
He's a really smart guy who knows a lot of science, and you should talk to him. I don't agree with everything he says either. And I think sometimes he's gone a little too far and put a little...
Who are you going to agree with 100%?
Exactly.
Nobody.
That's what I said to him.
Nobody. You got to feel
life would be pretty dull if you did.
Yep. And we would, we wouldn't love the world that we was in if you had to. So, at the end of the day, he seems like a good dude who's trying to do the right thing. And sometimes you gotta look through all the bullshit and try to see the person.
No,
inside.
He's got a candidacy that started out at 20%, just right off the bat. Okay, some of that, of course, is the Kennedy name, but that's not all that. It's people want this other voice in the debate, and I find it just so depressing that a lot of the media organs get away with a joint decision to let's just strangle this baby in the crib.
Yep.
Let's just say right from the beginning, as much as we can, as often as we can, from as many of our writers as we can, he is some sort of kook, he's a crank, he's a nut, he's got misinformation, as if science is just about what you know for sure. Sometimes it is, some things are settled science, but things like this are not. And so let's just label him a kook that we kill in the crib. It's just, yuck. Makes me fucking hate those kind of people.
Yeah, man, because, let them debate.
Let them debate.
Let them debate. Let them get up there with an expert in the pharmaceutical fields and let them have at it. I'm pretty sure he'd welcome it.
He definitely would welcome it. And I'd want to see him against someone worthy.
Yeah.
Because he needs to answer I was trying to get him to answer some things I think he's going to have to answer on the campaign trail, but I was happy to hear him say things like we said, not an anti-vaxxer. It's not like we think the vaccines are a myth or that it's a little man inside the needle. I mean, we're not crazy people. Mm-hmm. It's a medical intervention that has a spotty record sometimes. I generally believe that vaccines have done a lot of good in humanity, and including with COVID. where lots of people did need a vaccine because they are not healthy.
Yes.
And they should have gotten it, and it probably saved their lives. That's not me. Hey, thanks for watching the clip. Hit the subscribe button now so you never miss out on our Club Random content that's posted daily.